Hello everyone, this is Flopsy86 once again, and welcome to my Let's Play of 3D Lemmings on the PS1. You just watched the opening movie to this game, and God, I can't remember when we used to have PCs that looked like that now. Here we are with all our laptops and our very compact devices, and this game is highlighting how computing used to be. We're going to get quite a few levels in this game where we're going to be on tops of desks and on computers and everything. So we're going to be having a bit of a trip down memory lane for those who used to have those sort of computers. Now, I've done Let's Plays of Lemmings and All No More Lemmings and the Lemmings PS3, and the music's just kicked in now. Now, this game, because I'm playing on my PS3, there seems to be a problem with this game saving to memory cards, even virtual memory cards that you make on the PS3 console. So for that reason, I'm going to be playing this game using the unlock all levels code. But while I will be using that code, I will be doing it with the intention of completing all levels. But I'm going to start with the practice levels anyway, so that wasn't me pressing anything, that's just a demonstration. It'll probably be a good insight on how to play this game as well. You can move all the cameras around on this, on the majority of levels, but for the most part, it's going to be based on, you can have 4 fixed cameras on each level. It says on one of these it says on the camera symbol on the right hand side there a 1. The demonstration's gone anyway. Well, we'll be doing the practice levels anyway, so I'll be going through everything in detail if you're not sure how to play this game, if you're on the edge about this game. Okay, so let's start with the practice levels. God, there's quite a few of them, aren't there? There's 23 levels. Okay, well, let's start with the most obvious one, blocker. A lot of these levels are going to be straightforward. It's just going to be a case of me getting used to the controls again. I probably won't do them all. As soon as I've established how the game works again, it will just be a case of skipping straight to the fun difficulty. Okay, so you can't select skills in this game that you don't have any of. It's triangle to move the camera forward and back. Forward. It's X to move it back. You don't have to block exactly there, to be honest. As long as it's just before the water, you're fine. Got the release rate. I'm going to assume that everyone knows how to play 2D Lemmings, so I'm not going to explain tasks or anything, except in the case of this one next to the blocker, which my cursor's now on, which is the turner, and obviously that's an exit. You might notice all these cameras lying around for the with numbers on them. So that I'll explain now. If you go up to this camera symbol here and press on it, yes, as you can see, I've gone to the camera labelled number 2 now. If you go back to camera 1, you can see over there camera 2. So if you press it, it will cycle through the cameras, and there's camera 3 there. Good level for demonstrating this actually, because you actually see the next number in the sequence. And if I press it again, got a view of the exit, and that sound means we've saved enough lemmings. And when you're going in number, that's green in the top right corner, it means you've saved enough lemmings. So that's the sound you want to hear. And camera 4 is pretty useless because it's like camera 3, but it's just zoomed in towards the home. And there's a map here as well. Not very useful. It's useful if you've got big levels and you're not sure where lemmings are. Yeah, anyway. Level's finished now, so we can just Armageddon. I love that sound. I miss this game just because of the whole Lemmings saying Armageddon when you actually press the Armageddon button. Yeah, well, that lost lemming was no biggie. Bloody blockers can't be saved on. I don't think they can be saved on this game either. This game's not as high tech as. I don't know why I pressed play again. I'll just go back to the menu. Not gonna go all the way back, are you? No. Okay, well, I'm not going to do any of the. I'm not going to do any of the other skills. I'm going to do Turner, obviously, because that's new to this game. Clues in the name, really. 3D lemmings, so you're going to have a third dimension. You're going to need things to turn lemmings 90 degrees. So that's what the Turner is. But it's pretty neat how you use them. Okay. Camera 1 seems to be pretty useful for doing this. Actually. Excuse me. There we go. Camera 3 seems perfect for that. And there's a little yellow slider bar thing on the right here. If you press it, you can raise you can raise and lower the height of the camera. Handy if there's levels where it's it's vertical as well as horizontal. There are quite a few stacked levels on this game. Okay, so once you click on a lemming, it tells you which way you want to turn them, and then you just press again to confirm that. And you got to click on the side of the lemming that you want it to be on. So it's going to be pretty awkward if you're doing it from camera 1 for example, because it's going to be hard to tell which side you're actually clicking on. I think it goes, if you go below the lemming, it will turn it to the left. If you go above the lemming, it will turn it to the right. But I'm sure you'll probably see examples of me doing that throughout the playthrough. Yep, and pause is done by the start button, or you can press here on these pause. That's the release rate, which I'll increase now. Obviously you know that from normal lemmings though. And these you can actually turn the cameras. So that's a good way of turning the you can technically put the cameras anywhere, almost, but they're usually in places that are pretty useful when you start the levels. And that's virtual lemming, what that lemming thing is. We'll do a level on that event. We'll do a practice level on that eventually, and it's just a level where you it's just such that you can see it from the lemming's point of view. So it's like highlighting a lemming, but you're actually looking through their eyes. You can see what they see and everything. And if you click on tasks while you highlight it it works like the highlight lemming, and it will assign that task to the lemming. And while you're as a virtual lemming, you can click on other lemmings and it will go to their point of view then. Anyway, conveniently, that's the next thing we're going to do, virtual lemming. You won't get much use out of this usually. It's got its uses. There are some levels where the cameras can't reach, and the only way you're going to get it done is by looking through the lemming's point of view. Okay, claustrophobic. I think the cameras can't physically make it out of the tunnel, so yeah, this is a perfect example, look. It's impossible to get the cameras out, so that's why. There is actually a level on Mayhem, I think, where it's like this, and you can't physically move the cameras, so you're going to rely on virtual lemming. If you can actually get a virtual lemming, that is, because I don't think it's even at the entrance. What you do is you highlight virtual lemming so that the lemming's eyes are open. And there you go. It's another Turner level as well. We could have technically combined this with the previous level. So we're just walking along with the lemming now, and it's going to be hard to time this as, because okay, it's a bit easier now because he's walked down a bit. Okay, yeah, I think we timed that right. it's done on a block. It's done by blocks as well. You know, once I pass this path, it's okay to assign a task because the lemming will stop at the end of the block and turn the lemmings down this path here. If that makes any sense. So it's not perfect. I mean, once you assign a task, the lemming's going to do it at the end of the next block, if that makes any sense. So we can increase the release rate now. If you turn virtual lemming off, you're just going to go back to the camera view, which I'll show you now. So, and a handy thing to know, I can't show it to you now, but if you turn virtual lemming on and you keep virtual lemming on and then you change the camera afterwards, it will remember that camera 2 will remember that I had a virtual lemming, and you'll go back to being that virtual lemming when you go back to camera 2. So the game's pretty handy and helps you out in that sort of respect. It will always keep the virtual lemming on that camera, assigned to that camera, until you've turned it off, which is pretty good to know. What's the fast forward button? Yeah, it's R1. I think it's circle as well. No, it isn't. No, it's select. Okay. Okay. Enough dawdling anyway. Right. Like I said, I'm not going to do every practice level. Just trying to get used to the controls again. Explain it as I go along, so just to make sure that I understand them. I've played this game before, but I haven't actually finished the Mayhem difficulty before, so this is going to be pretty interesting. Highlight lemming we should know, so I'm not going to do that. Deflector block. I probably won't do that because, to be fair, you're going to see a lot of that during the game. It's pretty much just a wall that's going to turn the lemmings 90 degrees. It's like a turner, but it's a wall. You know, it bounces off it like a ray of light kind of thing. We don't need to know about mud. One-way blocks are in normal lemmings as well. Splitter blocks, well, we need to do that. These cause havoc on the later levels, these do. Okay. Well, obviously the splitter block's not going to have any impact on the level. It's just going to be another case of turning the lemmings. It gives us more practice. I can do it from this angle as well, just to show you what it's like. Let's speed it up a bit. Fast forward's not very fast on this either. It doesn't seem like it's very sped up. Yeah, there you go. Like I said, if you do it above the lemming or above the lemming, it will turn it furthest from you, and if you do it below the lemming, it will go towards you. So there you go. Let's have a look at the splitter block. It sends one lemming left and it sends the next lemming right. It will keep doing that, and it will do it from all 4 directions as well. So if lemmings walk back into the splitter block from a different direction, they'll get turned a different direction again. So it's always one way than the other. Just thought I'd show that, since it's not really in most lemming game in other lemmings games. There's quite a lot of things in this game that aren't in other lemmings games, though, to be fair. I mean, the clown graphic set, for example. Well, all the graphic sets seem pretty unique to this game, apart from Candyland, which returned in Lemmings Touch on the PS Vita. Although it wasn't exactly the same, because it didn't have the Jelly Belly sponsor on it. I think the Candyland levels on this game are pretty awesome as well. Slippery block. That's kind of like ice. Your lemmings just keep on going. You can't assign them skills. So while they're sliding on the slippery blocks, you can't do anything with them until they've stopped. Rope slide. I think I should show this because you need to know something about the rope slide. You can't just increase the release rate for these. You've got to make sure that you don't go too fast on this level. Okay, why is the release rate 2? That's pretty random. Yeah, so anything with a rope slide on, just keep the release rate pretty low to deal with it rather well. Anyway, we're gonna do some more turning. Yeah, so if a lemming's already on the rope slide, when another lemming comes to it, I don't think it will work, and the lemming will just keep on going and fall off the platform without even using the rope slide. So anyway, fortunately I can't speed up this level, so I'll just try and see if there's anything else that I need to explain. Just try and recall all the graphic sets. The graphic sets on this is an army themed one. There's a circus themed one, which is pretty awesome. It's got good music. It's this one, which is like a garden maze type thing. I just call this the garden graphic set, because, or you could call it the forest, I suppose. What else is there? There's space ones as well. They're pretty awesome. They tend to be the harder levels. There's computer levels as well. There's golf levels. There's quite a few graphic sets on this game, to be honest. It's amazing how many there are, to be honest. Yeah, these practice levels are just easy anyway. It's pretty much just a tutorial, if anything. Springs, don't really know. Springs are like teleport blocks on this game, because the springs just take you anywhere. They always take you to a fixed place, and it's pretty clear where you're going to land. I'm not actually going to show them, to be honest. Trampolines, as long as you land in the middle of them, you're fine, I think. I think depending on how high you fall on them from, though, you can go further, or if you land on them from a short height, you won't fly very far, if that makes any sense. So the game does take momentum into account with trampolines, which is pretty good. Okay, so there's teleporters and springs. The important thing with teleporters is, I think it works the same with springs as well. Depending on which way you enter the teleporters from, the lemmings will exit the teleporter the same way they came on from. If anybody's watched my PS3 Let's Play of Lemmings, then you'll know exactly what I mean. Except there'll be 4 possible directions that lemmings can come up. Oh, bloody hell, the screen flickered then. I don't know why it did that. Okay, so anyway, I'm not going to show the trampolines or teleporters or springs, because they're pretty self-explanatory. So what we're going to do is we're going to commence with fun. I'm not actually going to enter the code at the moment, because I don't actually need to access any levels where I don't have a password for. That's actually probably a better way to do it. Actually, I should probably just take note of the passwords when I'm about to give up or something. It also doesn't give you the option to skip levels then. Anyway, this is the level. This is kind of like the level. Well, it just tells you what the level and then what the name is and what graphic set it is. You know, it's always the same picture for each graphic set, I believe. And you got the option to continue, go to the main menu. If you press continue, you go straight into the level. If you press preview, you get to see the stats of the level, which is what I'm going to do now. So I just press preview, and it's also pretty good because you get to have a look at the level as well, and it spins around, which is a good feature as well. Now you need to save 79. This is pretty hard. This is pretty harsh stats for level 1 of fun, isn't it? You're only allowed to lose 1 lemming, and it looks like you're going to have to lose that lemming as well. And it shows you where the cameras are as well, which is pretty useful. So yeah, nothing too difficult there. It's just a case of making sure you jump off the right platform, because there's a trampoline there and you need to land in the exit. The lemmings will walk up automatically anyway. That's a deflector block anyway, which is about to all bounce off of. So there was no need to do the tutorial level for that. Now, I think the first and the second one are wrong, and I think the fourth one is wrong as well. The fourth one sends them way too far. Needless to say, you're either going to succeed on this level or you're going to fail, which is probably the case with every level, to be honest. I think with trampolines though, I think it's perfectly okay to increase the release rate. Okay, the lemmings. This is with fast forward on as well. This is how slow fast forward is in this game. It's terrible, isn't it? Okay, I'm gonna turn camera 2. Here we go. We'll raise that. Well, camera 2 is not much better. Which one's actually pointing towards the platform? Okay, I'm gonna have to turn one of these cameras. There we go. Yeah, this interface is not very good to start off with. You can't even use the analog stick in this game, so I'm using the D-pad for the cursor, and this is even on a PlayStation 3 controller. Okay, so we shall now see if that works or not. Fingers crossed. Oh, they've hit the trampoline, that's the good news. Oh, looking good, looking good. Yeah, they're going in. Something to note with trampolines is the lemmings won't go splat when using them, I don't think. Lemmings can go splat in this game, but it's very rare. Because this game is just... This game's definition of splat distance is rather high. In fact, if they fall from a great height, they'll actually lie on the floor like they did in Lemmings Let, I think. But if they fall from a greater height than that, well, a much greater height than that, then they're going to go splat. Right. Anyway, I'm gonna cut this video off at this point, and in the next video I'll be continuing the fun difficulty. So I'll see you in the next video.